Rick. First round of the playoffs is over. By-district playoffs done. Central Texas went into the by-district playoffs with 36 teams. 21 of them, they started their off-season programs. Very, very bad week for Central Texas.
Right.
What are your impressions of the first week?
Well, my first impression was that Westlake is a lot better now than they were 5 or 6 weeks ago. They rolled over a pretty good San Antonio Roosevelt team, and Liberty Hill shut out. We talk about their offense all the time, but you gotta give kudos to a team that shuts out another team in the state playoffs. And last but not least, I would say Lake Travis looks as good as ever. State champions are not just good on offense, but they're even better on defense than they were last year. So I would expect all three teams to keep rolling.
Yeah, Liberty Hill, I think they've shut out their opponents in the last three of their last 4 games or something like that.
Amazing.
We do give a lot of credit to their offense, but whatever they're doing on defense, their defensive coordinator deserves a lot of credit up there. It was a little bit of a disappointing weekend. I know both the teams we picked last week to be our surprise teams, they're out. Both the teams we picked to be our ASD team, Bowie and Austin High, they're out.
Both close games.
Lots of teams dropping. Pflugerville couldn't get any offense, and now they're going home early. Lots of teams out. But we did have some pleasant surprises. Lake Travis was great. Stony Point, even though they couldn't pass the ball, they were very good. So lots of good performances. As we said, lots of disappointments, but there were some teams that definitely solidified themselves, and they should be a tough out in the playoffs. We should expect them to be semifinal, maybe even finalist teams. Area playoffs, we still do have 15 teams playing. What are you expecting this week?
Well, the Westlake has got a very tough game, as we mentioned, but they're playing at a peak now where I think that they're going to win. Liberty Hill and Lake Travis, I don't see either of them losing until possibly the state championship game. I think that both of them could win. Giddings looked awfully good this week. Giddings, if they get that ground game going like they have under Coach Fitzhenry has for a couple of years now, they've got a lot of things to look forward to up there. So we don't have as many teams still in the playoffs as we did last year, but the quality is still there.
One thing I do, Stony Point has a tough game this week. They have the Woodlands. That should be able to really gauge about what kind of team they are. Last week wasn't a very good barometer because of all the weather conditions, and they still won by 30-some points. So Stony Point this weekend can make a statement to see exactly how we should be judging them as far as playoff contenders. One thing to look forward to this weekend, especially if you're a Lake Travis fan, is Lake Travis is going to play Steele in San Marcos at Bobcat Stadium, which is on the Texas State University. If you're a Lake Travis fan, their volleyball team is going to be there also this weekend for the state volleyball tournament. So might make a weekend out of there. Lake Travis plays on Thursday. If they make it to the final, it'll be on Saturday. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Very long weekend in San Marcos if you're a Lake Travis fan, but hopefully everything goes well for those guys out there. Westlake's also in the state volleyball
tournament. They're there every year, so we can stumble over that one all week, but they've been there 6 times in this decade. So good luck to the Westlake volleyball team and to the Lake Travis volleyball team.
Yeah, so we got lots of volleyball, lots of football. Very good weekend in Central Texas, and we'll be back here next week to recap it all.